that's not quite how it works. To understand what hypertypes are, you need to understand a little genealogy first. A phenotype is a scientific term for the physical characteristics of an animal, or what it looks like, which is controlled by its genes. A hypertype is a phenotype which has been greatly exaggerated through selective breeding by humans. It might be difficult to imagine what exactly a hypertype, or a hypertypical trait, is, but let's have a look at that dog from the start of the video to explain with an example. Smudge is a pug. Pugs are excellent examples of dogs with a hypertypic trait, their squished up faces. This squishiness, more properly known as cranial brachycephaly, is a hypertype shared with a number of other breeds of dogs, including boxers, French and Boston Terriers, and English Bulldogs. While most phenotypes are benign, hypertypes are important because they are more or less universally detrimental to a dog's health. The brachycephalic hypertype, the squished up face, causes a multitude of health problems for the pug. For example, they are prone to a condition called BAOS, or brachycephalic airway obstruction syndrome. In short, it means that, when excited, the pug is prone to episodes of respiratory distress, snorting and choking and reverse sneezing, which is evidently unpleasant for the dog at best. Because of the shape of the pug's skull, it is inherently at risk of suffering respiratory problems, and that's just one example of many different hypertypes present in some breeds of dogs. Suffice it to say, choosing to breed traits into dogs which are known to increase risk of injury and disease is quite a welfare concern. So what can actually be done about it? As a disembodied voice, it's fairly simple for me. That's better. But you're a human, I assume, and if you own a dog with one or more hypertypic traits, all you can do is this. Look after your dog. Make sure all of their medical needs are taken care of, and when the time comes, if you decide to get a new dog, consider a breed which does not possess hypertypes. But as for whole breeds of dogs, some people are not content with breeding these unhealthy traits. Retro pugs are a type of designer breed with no particular origin, but rather a similar idea shared by conscientious breeders across the world. By introducing the genes of other dogs like Jack and Parson Russell Terriers, the resulting mutt lineages keep the general demeanour and look of the pug while breeding out the cranial brachycephaly and creating a new, healthier breed reminiscent of the earliest known pugs, hence the name. It's a well-documented fact that all dogs are, of course, good dogs, but it must be remembered as well that not all breeds are healthy breeds.